Riftwalkers Radio is waiting for you.
Just step through the rift
and discover a world of fantasy like you've never heard before.
Ever wished you could inherit a spooky old mansion? Well,
be careful what you wish for.
You might just get more than you bargained for in Fairydale. I'm so excited to dive into this Gothic romance with you today. It's got all the good stuff.
Yep.
Crumbling mansions.
Mysterious strangers.
Maybe even a ghost or two.
But what makes Fairydale so captivating is how it uses these classic elements to explore deeper themes.
Right.
Identity, family secrets.
A good versus evil struggle.
All wrapped up in this really compelling story.
Yeah.
So are you ready to step into a world of shadows and secrets?
Let's do it. The story follows Darcy.
This young woman.
Yeah, she gets a letter that basically flips her world upside down.
Talk about a life-changing piece of mail.
It tells her about the death of her father, which, okay, sad, but here's the kicker.
She never knew he existed.
Never. And now she's summoned to his funeral.
And the reading of his will.
In this remote, atmospheric town called Fairydale. The journey there is like stepping right into a classic Gothic novel.
You can practically feel the fog rolling in as you read those early chapters.
Oh, totally. The descriptions of the abandoned train station, the isolation of the house her father left her.
And the ominous warnings from locals.
It's also creepy, so unsettling.
It's like the town itself is whispering secrets.
Right.
Warning you to turn back.
Don't go there. And then we meet Caleb Hale, this mysterious, incredibly handsome guy who just appears out of nowhere.
There's definitely an air of mystery about him.
Yeah, like a hint of danger lurking beneath that charming facade.
Definitely.
Which, of course, just makes him more intriguing, and then things get even creepier.
So picture this. Darcy's in her new home.
This big old mansion, right?
Exactly. And she has this chilling encounter with a ghost-like figure.
Whoa.
But here's the thing. She doesn't just dismiss it as her imagination.
Right.
She learns that Fairydale is actually known for its paranormal activity.
Oh, so it's not just her?
Nope. It's like the veil between the living and the dead is thinner in this town.
That's spooky.
And it makes you wonder about Darcy's family history and the secrets this town holds.
Totally. Because remember, this inheritance comes with conditions. Conditions that are directly tied to the mysteries surrounding her father's death and all the strange stuff happening in Fairydale.
It's a bit of a risky inheritance, isn't it?
If you were in Darcy's shoes, would you accept it, knowing that it might come at a dangerous price?
That's the dilemma, the heart of the story.
It is.
Darcy is drawn to Fairydale to figure out the truth about her father.
I get it.
But the more she digs, the more she realizes that she's stumbled into a world where nothing is what it seems.
It's like opening a Pandora's box of family secrets and supernatural intrigue.
Exactly.
And that's where those classic Gothic romance elements really take hold.
Oh, yeah.
You've got this undeniable attraction between Darcy and Caleb.
Sparks are flying.
But their relationship is shrouded in secrets.
And shadowed by the presence of this powerful ancient being.
Amon.
Exactly.
Okay, Amon. Now, this guy is a real enigma.
He's shrouded in mystery.
The information about him comes from all these different sources.
With conflicting perspectives.
Some people say he's a malevolent demon.
Others claim he's a misunderstood force of nature.
It's like trying to piece together a puzzle.
Where the pieces don't quite fit.
It makes you wonder who the real villain is here.
Doesn't it?
What role does Amon actually play in all of this?
It's like the author is playing with our expectations.
Yeah, keeping us on the edge of our seats.
Exactly.
And then there's the whole family drama aspect. Darcy meets her half-siblings at her father's funeral.
Oh, those siblings.
But let's just say, their interactions are not exactly warm and fuzzy.
Lots of tension there.
Lots of resentment and animosity. Clearly, there's some bad blood in this family.
Definitely.
And things escalate quickly when something shocking happens during the funeral itself.
This scene is incredible.
It's straight out of a Gothic horror movie.
One of the mourners, this relative, who's been spewing hateful accusations at Darcy,
Just awful stuff.
suddenly combusts into dust, right there in the cemetery.
I mean, talk about a dramatic exit.
It's both horrifying and strangely beautiful.
Really is.
And it makes you wonder about Darcy's connection to these supernatural events.
Like, does she have something to do with it?
That's the question.
Maybe she possesses hidden powers, abilities that she's only just beginning to understand.
And just when you think things can't get any weirder,
Two mysterious women appear.
Katrina and Rhiannon.
They seem to know a lot more about the town's secrets than they're letting on.
They offer Darcy a new perspective on the Pierces and the history of Fairydale.
It's like they're pulling back the curtain on a whole hidden world.
A world that's been operating beneath the surface of this seemingly ordinary town.
And Rhiannon, in particular, becomes a source of information and guidance for Darcy.
She hints at the existence of a coven,
A coven.
a group of witches who've been working to protect Fairydale from Eamon's influence.
So there's a whole secret society dedicated to keeping this ancient being in check.
It's pretty cool.
It is. And as Darcy delves deeper into this hidden world, she finds clues suggesting that her mother might have been a part of this coven.
Ooh, a witchy mom.
Meaning that Darcy's heritage is far more magical than she ever imagined.
That's a game changer.
It really is. It's like she's inherited not just a house, but a whole legacy of magic and secrets.
A legacy that might be more dangerous than she realizes.
And speaking of dangerous, let's talk about those objects and locations that the novel keeps highlighting.
They're not just there for decoration.
No.
They're symbols that hint at deeper meanings and connections within the story.
Okay, like what?
Well, take the swan brooch that Darcy inherits from her father.
That beautiful piece of jewelry.
It could represent her heritage, her connection to her mother's magic.
I never thought of it that way.
Swans are often associated with grace, transformation, and hidden beauty.
Oh, I see.
Qualities that we see emerging in Darcy as she embraces her true self.
Interesting. What about the old church, that creepy crumbling building?
The old church could symbolize the town's struggle against darkness.
A battleground between good and evil.
Exactly. It's a place where the veil between the worlds is thin,
Spooky.
where the past and present collide.
And where Darcy might ultimately confront the forces that threaten to consume her.
That's a pretty intense thought.
It is.
But that's what makes Gothic romance so compelling.
You're right.
It's not just about spooky settings and forbidden love.
No, it's about using those elements to explore the darker aspects of human nature.
Our fears, our desires.
The choices we make when faced with the unknown.
It's a genre that really makes you think. Back again for more Fairydale. Remember where we left off? Darcy's in this world of magic and secrets, and she's falling for Caleb. Well,
Yeah, that charming, mysterious Caleb.
get ready for a twist.
A twist? Oh, no!
Because it turns out Caleb is Aemon in disguise.
What? Aemon, the ancient being, the one everyone's whispering about.
Yep, that's Darcy's love interest.
Whoa. Okay, that changes everything.
Right. It makes you rethink their whole relationship.
Totally. All those lingering glances.
Cryptic warnings.
Those times where you felt like he was holding back.
Suddenly it all clicks.
Wow. If I were Darcy, I don't know what I'd feel. Betrayal, confusion.
Maybe even a little flattered.
That this powerful being went through all that trouble just to be near her.
Exactly. And the author writes it so well. You understand Darcy's anger,
Oh, for sure.
but also that lingering fascination.
Yeah, Aemon's intriguing. So what happens next?
Darcy demands answers. She wants to know why he hid his true identity
Of course.
and what it means for their connection.
What does Aemon say?
He explains that he disguised himself to protect her.
To protect her.
He knew his true nature would make her a target.
Makes sense, I guess.
What's really interesting here is how the novel makes you think about good and evil.
Yeah, those lines are getting blurry.
Aemon admits he was drawn to Darcy, both as Elizabeth in a past life and now as Darcy in this one.
Hold on, are we saying Aemon is capable of love?
That's the complexity the novel explores.
So he's not just a heartless monster.
He claims he fell in love with her.
Whoa. But can a being like Aemon truly change?
That's a big question. Can someone so powerful really change their nature? Or are those who fear him right to be cautious?
It's like the novel is telling us to look beyond those labels. Good versus evil.
Exactly.
Darcy sees the good in him, but she also knows about his destructive past.
It's a classic struggle.
Heart versus mind.
The pull of the familiar versus the unknown.
Would you trust someone like that, even if you felt connected to them?
It's a tough call. And the danger isn't over.
Oh no, what else happens?
Darcy and Aemon have to deal with more threats.
Oh.
People who want to use Darcy's powers.
For their own gain?
Remember those codices? The ancient text with powerful magic?
Yeah.
They're the key to understanding both Aemon's past and Darcy's potential.
So they're important.
Think of them like ancient magic instruction manuals, but with the power to reshape reality.
Whoa. That's intense. So everyone wants these codices.
Exactly. Darcy and Aemon have to find the right spells.
And stop the bad guys.
It's like a supernatural treasure hunt with huge stakes.
I bet it's full of action and suspense. So Darcy's dealing with all this danger.
Trying to control her powers.
And she's falling for Aemon, this ancient being.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It is. But wait, there's more, right?
Darcy starts having visions of her past life as Elizabeth.
Past lives. Is the novel going there?
It's like she's reliving those memories, feeling Elizabeth's love for Aemon.
So the past is bleeding into the present.
Exactly.
It makes you think, do past lives influence who we are today?
It's a question the novel wants us to think about. Can we escape the patterns of our past selves?
Wow, that's deep. What else does Darcy learn about her past?
She learns that Amon isn't a demon in the traditional sense. He's a Riva,
Mariva, what's that?
a being with incredible powers. But those powers can be both a blessing and a curse.
So he's not inherently evil.
It seems like the whole demon label was a misunderstanding, fueled by fear and lack of knowledge.
So people feared him because they didn't understand him.
Exactly. It's a powerful message about how fear can lead to prejudice and even persecution.
It makes you think about how we often demonize what we don't understand.
Exactly.
There's one character I want to talk about, Mr. Nicholson.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. At first, he seems helpful, but then he starts giving Darcy all this conflicting information about Amon.
He's a tricky one.
What's his deal?
He's definitely invested in the lore and secrets of Fairydale, but his motives are unclear. Is he guiding Darcy, or is he using her?
He's giving off some serious, untrustworthy vibes.
He is. But remember, he's connected to the Hales.
The family that's been protecting Fairydale.
Right. And they're part of a bigger network dedicated to safeguarding humanity from supernatural threats.
So there's this whole hidden world of protectors,
But their methods are often questionable.
and their loyalties aren't always clear.
It's not a simple black and white situation. There are shades of gray,
Family drama, supernatural threats.
and nobody knows who to trust.
This is getting good, but wait, there's more, right?
Darcy's inheritance. Those conditions. They're about to become a big problem.
Uh-oh. This can't be good. Okay, so we've got Darcy caught between a coven that wants to control her,
A mysterious relative with his own agenda.
and those power-hungry Cress and Finn.
Oh yeah, those two.
Talk about a recipe for disaster.
Mhm.
And let's not forget about Aemon.
He's not exactly sitting on the sidelines.
Nope. He's embraced his true nature as a Riva.
And he's ready to fight.
So, what happens? Give us the rundown.
It's a wild ride. The coven's closing in.
Uh-oh.
Darcy's got to make some tough choices.
Who to trust, how to use her powers.
It's not just about survival anymore.
Right, it's about shaving her destiny.
Protecting the people she cares about.
And she's not some perfect, all-powerful heroine either.
No, she's human.
She makes mistakes.
She doubts herself.
But she keeps fighting.
And her connection with Aemon gives her strength.
It's a love story amidst all the chaos.
Exactly. And that love challenges the coven's beliefs.
Forces them to confront their own prejudices.
Even Mr. Nicholson.
Speaking of Mr. Nicholson, what happens with him? Spill the tea.
Let's just say those untrustworthy vibes were spot on.
So he betrays Darcy.
There are some major twists and turns.
I bet. Loyalties shift, betrayals happen.
Darcy has to make some impossible choices.
It sounds intense.
It keeps you on the edge of your seat. But through it all, the novel never loses sight of that central theme.
The power of love.
To redeem, to transform.
And they're sweet, but hopeful.
Sacrifices are made.
But justice is served.
It leaves you with a sense of peace.
Wow, what a journey. So much to think about.
Right. The nature of good and evil.
The power of love.
The choices we make.
Fairydale really makes you question everything.
It does.
Well, that was a wild ride.
It was.
If you enjoyed this deep dive into Fairydale,
Be sure to check out our other episodes.
we cover all sorts of books and topics.
And let us know what you think.
Leave a comment or send us a message.
We love hearing from you.
Until next time, happy reading.